right, let's begin with something quite fascinating this Friday morning, or Friday morning as we like to say here on the show. And we are hoping today's topics will help you sort of rethink how you spend your weekend. We are talking today about the importance of finding the time for your passion and interests. Now, it's easy to get swept up in routines, errands, chores, kids, in several other cases. Finally, taking out time for family. But weekends can be and should be an opportunity to reconnect with what truly brings you joy. And we've got some inspiring examples lined up for you on the program today. And the one took us actually way out of Damdama in Haryana. Not going to reveal any more there, but what do we have in store? Let's find out.
We are here right now in the open fields of Haryana, and in just a few minutes from now, we're actually going to meet some of the country's top doctors, lawyers and corporate executives. But what are they doing out here in these fields?
Land like this.
This is the Aeromodelers Association of Gurgaon, a group of super passionate men who get together to fly sleek, sexy planes that they've built every single Sunday.
Ready?
Ready? Ready, sir.
It's a constant game of aerodynamics. Will the plane that they've worked so long on soar or sink? We spoke to Sandeep Jain, one of the group's founders, and also someone who just watched one of his planes crash right in front of his eyes.
That's part of the hobby. We crash sometimes and we go home and repair and come back the next Sunday.
Okay, cool. So it's literally that simple. It doesn't actually.
That's the fun part for the wife.
Why is it the fun part for the wife?
Because she has a laugh.
Oh.
The husband is at work.
Yeah. Come back with a broken plane.
So just to keep things in perspective, the bigger problem here would be the diagnosing the problem. Why the engine cut? Now that takes time. That really needs so that it doesn't happen again. Repairing is not a problem.
The group is a particularly inventive and curious one. Right from Manmohan Singh, a former fighter pilot who'd transformed crutches into a stand for his plane.
This is 1 mm, mainly 1 mm different.
To Ranjeev Dubey, a senior advocate who builds historically accurate miniature aeroplanes. To young Arjun, who comes with his granddad and cousin to watch the sky.
I really like to help assembling the planes.
Why?
Even if I'm not going to be able to fly them.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's like I get to learn how to also, like when I grow up, I can also make planes and how to assemble them and how to fly them. So like right now, I don't fly these planes that much because they're really fast. And
Yeah.
I'm not able to control them. So I fly, I fly a glider.
If Arjun has gliders just a few steps away, the men are looking at what we are told is the biggest bad boy on the field.
Doc Vikram is now starting his actual jet turbine model. There's a jet engine inside which runs on aviation turbine fuel which you get from the airport. We've actually got that from the airport. And his turbine is spooling up and the sound is just as when you're sitting in an aircraft, passenger aircraft, when the engine starts.
Wait, let me just make...
But how do you actually build a plane? To understand this, we followed Dr. Vikram, whose day job is actually as a robotics surgeon, a very important detail for later, right to his home workshop.
This is everything that we use to put the planes together, and because there are so many different types of screws and nuts and bolts and everything, so we need a set of every different size of screwdriver, hex key, Allen key, everything. So these are all different kinds of screwdrivers and keys. You got different pliers, hammers. I have the advantage of being able to use a lot of surgical instruments as well. I get them from the hospital and use them. So these are basically forceps which we use in surgeries, scissors and forceps. And even more advanced, these are the forceps which we use in laparoscopic and robotic surgery. So we can actually, operate stuff from a long distance and use these to manipulate stuff inside the body of the plane.
For 3D printed planes in particular, it's a process of first 3D printing the pieces, then assembling them, then installing electronics inside the plane, and then finally all of the painting. For Dr. Vikram, the whole process takes about 10 days. But how do these builders decide which plane they want to create in the first place?
Recreate a German plane. Does one end up looking at historical models from different decades and then choosing one that they're going to go after? What does that look like? Are you reviewing 80s, 90s, ऐसे थे, this is the one I want to go after?
No, it's very simple. You're just complicating it. I want everything. I want every single plane from the Second World War and from the First World War, and I'm not particular about German. So if you pan around and see, you'll find that there are American planes, there are British planes, there are Russian planes, there are German planes, there's an Italian plane. So I have planes from every country. It's just that they were just such beautiful machines.
It's these beautiful machines, these products of much devotion, that inspire this group to push the boundaries of artistry and aerodynamics, but all while having a whole lot of fun. With video journalist Pramod Kumar, this is The Breakfast Club.